Another layer we see to this too, and we haven't even touched on the worst layer yet. But another layer that we see to this as well is the attention, the publicity, and the fame. It gets to a lot of people.
Their head.
It
It
gets
fly
to
up
their
in their
head.
head.
And one thing is certain: attention brings temptation. Visibility brings attention, attention brings temptation.
And the thing is, babe, good point. And not everybody has the discipline to manage that. Some people just get swept away. As you said, as Jamaican people say, fly up in them head.
Yeah, and the reality is it affects both men and women.
Absolutely.
It just shows up differently.
Yes.
And especially for men, because sometimes one other thing I've realized, even with us, and boy, women, look, I don't bash me, I bash you, I'm not bashing any woman. But I think that women, I've seen this more prominently with women, among women. And you have spoken about it, like,
yes,
why is it that every time you see a woman happy in her marriage, in her relationship, you just have to think about, trying to squeeze one in, or you try to tear people's family apart? That's not cool.
And Cardi B mentioned, babe. Cardi B mentioned in an interview that she realizes from her relationship with Offset, her marriage with Offset, let me correct that, that when, though she dresses provocatively and she's so outspoken, she said when she was married, her DMs were dry. No man tried to approach her. But
Offset,
and I know people might say, well, he was giving off that vibe.
But whether you're giving off
the
vibe or
not, she said, she said in her own words, she said she's noticed that men respect marriages
more than
and
women
do not.
Yep, and that's a fact. And we see
her
with
DMs were
even
dry when she was married. Everybody's like, I miss Cardi B, even though Cardi B shows everything.
Because here's the
but
thing,
the women were always, knowing that he was married, they always leaned towards her husband at the time, her ex-husband.
And despite the fact that he was not disciplined enough to handle it, the fact still remained that not one man, don't miss the point. The point is, she said no man was in her DM, but women were in
Offset's DMs.
His DMs. And that's telling. That's telling.
So and desperate and want
and
attention.
Here is the thing.
Yes.
For men, you definitely have to be sending that signal. But what I have noticed and what you have seen, as a man, you don't need to be sending the signal.
Absolutely.
You just need to be in the spotlight. And once you're in the spotlight, every woman wants a piece of the pie.
People, even in our comments. Does he have a brother? Oh, those dimples. I'm like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Please,
it's crazy.
Guys.
And then like the private messages.
Desperate.
The private messages. If you weren't messaging me or texting me or checking up on me before Unfiltered our talks, do not check up on me after.
If you don't love me now, don't love me later.
Listen, let me make this clear. I do not want no woman texting, saying hello, saying hi, asking me if I remember them.
Or Happy New Year.
I don't want it, because there is a lot that comes from these things.
Oh yeah, they lead to a lot.
There's a lot that comes from it. And I'm not interested in communicating with anybody. Like I see a few people reaching out. Like, don't reach out. Like, I'm just being honest, and it's not a disrespect.
Even if you do, you might not get a response. More than likely,
it's not even a disrespectful thing, but don't reach out, because next thing you hear things that never happen, and like, oh, you like one friendly conversation or one mutual normal conversation might be taken.
Kevin from Unfiltered Heart Talks, XYZ,
I am
and the
not
text
with
messages
it.
and the screenshots.
I have
defamation
seen,
will reach.
Listen, I've always tell men this.
Defamation
Look
lawsuits.
at what is happening to a lot of the men out there by women.
And they're not learning.
Control your mind, done this so. Learn to control it because it is one of the biggest cause of the fall, the rise and fall of many men is because them not have the discipline to control themselves. And
Yes.
women are the biggest threat to a man's stability, to his rise. The biggest threat. And it's not a disrespect, it's not to throw shades, or it's not to say women are wicked. It's just the reality. It's the historical track record that we have seen. Women have made city falls, kings falls. It's just the reality. And we still see it through this century. A lot of men have gotten caught up in lawsuit. Women tell them what they want and they give it to the women, and it end up in court saying this and saying that. Like, men learn. So women,
what was the
do
example
not message me. I don't want it. Do not go text me on Instagram. Do not message me on TikTok. None at all. Me don't want it. Do not message me. Right? So that is very important for men in the spotlight. Like, guys, control on yourself. Just recently,
Don't get too high and
we
mighty.
saw one of Kai Sinet's colleague who was well, according to what we have seen, he was wrongfully framed,
Accused, yes.
wrongfully accused of sexual assault. You know, so these things are it's not just stop. These
Yes.
things are happening, and some women will throw themselves at you
Yes.
and then turn around, and it's her words against yours. And guess what? Your words now have no value in a
You're gonna
court.
have no documentation or no proof, tangible proof. And this is specifically, especially to males within the spotlight. I don't think women get that type of attention unless they're really, really sending that signal.
Yeah.
Really, really sending that signal.
Yeah, you have to really be sending that signal. But
Yeah.
women, please do better.
Yeah.
You
My
know,
God.
like you always ask me, babe, why? And I understand how you want for your friend how to make the relationship last. You know? But you see the vast difference between how we relate to each other versus how you relate with your friends. It's completely different.
Yes.
You know,
Different
men
dynamic.
value and respect and appreciate good friendship. When we get it, we know how to manage that. The boundaries are in place. We know what the lines that are not supposed to be crossed. I just don't see the same coming from a lot of women. You know, we not talk about each other behind our back. We not tear down each other. We not depend them style. You know, we are
you
man.
saying
We
that
don't have
I
time.
do that with my
No,
friends?
I'm not. No.
Okay, please
I'm just saying
clarify.
that. I'm just
I don't
saying
want
that
nobody
women
to pick and paste
no,
and do anything because you
no.
said me versus you. So
No, man, I'm just saying that you
Okay.
always say, how do you manage that, you know? And I'm just saying how we manage it.
Yes.
You know, so there's a lot of things that we don't do. And we don't hate, we not like if something
you
happen
want
for
your
my
friend to
me
win.
want
It's
him to
happening
win.
for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
And you know what I
and I
believe,
think
babe?
you have that
With my girlfriends.
yeah,
My
you have
sisters. I
that.
don't even call them my friends.
Yeah.
Right? I believe women were trained, and we're going off topic a little bit, but I'm going to make this point very quickly. I believe women were trained to foster their intimate relationships and neglect their friendships and the sisterhood. And as a result, that's why we find ourselves vulnerable. We don't value, we need to, I think that's a relearning needs to be done in that area where we don't put our relationship on such a pedestal and forget our friendships, because every relationship that you've been in, Ricky has been by your side. He has
Every
been
single one of them.
He
Best man.
best man
Every single
times
one.
two.
You know?
So that's definitely a different conversation we need to have on how women navigate relationships and how we were taught,
And friendships.
and friendships, because
Versus men.
it's definitely important, because it's still relationship.
Yeah,
It's definitely still relationship. But back to the social media relationship culture.
It's just that boundaries have to be set.
Absolutely.
You know, you have to set boundaries, especially as a man. you have to set those boundaries.
Definitely. And women, I'm sure there are men out there that are brazen and will cross that line.
If you send a signal.
And sometimes you don't
I'm not saying that they should.
Some Jamaican man brazen and bright and them just nuff. Then we know see have a man, baby, I like it, I have a man. I never asked that. You know what I'm saying? So
I think men in any culture. But again,
please, be respectful. Be respectful. You want to know that when you find yourself in a relationship, there are women out there like yourself that will honor that covenant and that relationship. But yes.
Yeah, if boundaries are not established, if boundaries are not agreed upon, then it's going to lead to resentment, and that builds up very fast, you know. And again, guys, content should not replace the date nights.
Yeah.
The time spent together.
The looking in each other's eyes, the holding of hands. That those things are important.
Should not shrink the quality time. So those things are important. But here's where things get very interesting.
Our love isn't absent problems, but it sure is absent drama. You deserve this kind of love. Unfiltered Heart Talks with the Dawkins.